Hello, welcome back to week 3 of Spark. So glad you're here. We are diving into finding wonder in our work, and we've been using the book Sparked. What is your Sparketype? So this week we'll be talking about living our dreams. So I love this quote from our founder, Ernest Holmes. He says, "Wake up. Your word is all powerful. Your consciousness is one of omnipotence. Your thought is infinite. Your destiny is eternal. And your home is everlasting heaven." That's from his book, The Creative Mind. So I have some questions for you. Are you living your dream job, your dream life? Do you take time to dream? What does that look like for you? So many of us are focused on working as a way of being sustainable, maybe becoming a productive member of society, but what about dreaming? Are you living your dream job, your dream life? Most of us would love to have a dream job. Do you have yours? I know I've had mine at various stages in my life, and I'm doing my best to continue to make that happen by my pursuit in ministerial school. So do you believe that you can have it both ways? I really do. I believe I can do what I love, make a living, make a career, make a life out of it, and have all my dreams come true. So I find that it's just really important to examine your life, to question your choices, to reflect and wonder, and really dive deeper into how can you create your dream life. So our research shows us that there are many different ways to approach having a dream job or dream life. But really, it belongs to you, the dreamer, the individual. You get to live and wonder and find that. So when you're ready for mystery, for magic, for wonder, for your journey to be beyond the salary, you can find that you can have significance in what you do. You can achieve that day by day, hour by hour. And really, for many of us, it's giving back. It's creating a level of meaningfulness in our lives so that we can also help other people, right? So creating a sense of achievement and self-confidence, tripping over my words here a little bit, allows us to inspire others and to bring value to others in the workplace or the organization that we're in. So this could also be finding that intrinsic value in volunteering, maybe philanthropy, or in general, just doing good in the world. So having your dream job is not just about the job or the career. It can be adding to your life beyond that. All right, so let's dive back into the book. As I mentioned, these last few weeks, we're focusing on the different Sparketypes by Jonathan Fields. And just a refresher that there are 3 main types. There's the primary, the shadow, and then the anti. And so there's a quiz that's really powerful. I encourage you to check it out. He's got so much great information online. And it's really a way for you to answer some simple questions and look into the descriptions in more depth to bring out your spark at work. So we've been going through 2 or 3 of them each week to just help you identify. And really finding your dream within each one of these is a really powerful way to be. So we're going to start with the sage. And the sage's slogan is, "I awaken insight." So the sage is really passionate about sharing insights, ideas, knowledge, experience. They can be very process-driven, yet they love the reward of the impact. And again, all of us have all of these in some way. So you can find that sage aspect within yourself. Really being able to convey wisdom, ideas, tools that can help others. So as I've shared in many of our different Sparketypes is kind of that either wanting to control things or not enough self-care, that lack of control, can cause challenges. So for the sage here, wanting or having to deal with bureaucracy, I know that I can relate to this big time. I've done a lot of work with children in schools, which I love, but all the red tape just drives my sage nuts, right? So that freedom, lack of freedom of being able to do what they want. So, the sage just we got to build trust over time and connect with projects and build it to a bigger way. And the sage can sometimes get really depleted, not filling up their tank along the way by taking care of themselves. So when we're dreaming, we really have to tap into that self-care piece at the same time, because you can just go and go and go. But we have to take care of ourselves. We're still in this humanly body, right? So the next one we're going to talk about is the warrior. And I love the warrior. Many of you know I'm a yogi and we have some warrior poses. And the warrior is really about gathering people and leading them, collecting, organizing energy, and having adventures. I love the mindset of life is just one big adventure. And how can we, part of finding our dream or living our dreams is really fulfilling that life, our lives from a place of adventure. So warriors can be very impulsive. They have a strong call to fulfillment, a strong sense of purpose, meaning, and flowing. So again, that dream is really coming out. And everyone, I believe personally, is on their own hero's journey. You may have heard about the hero's journey from Joseph Campbell. I highly recommend you check it out. In some ways, it's tapping into the archetypes from Carl Jung and many other scholars back in the day. And the warrior can be both introverted and extroverted at the same time. So they are of service. Vulnerability is really a virtue. And the ones that the black hole that the warrior needs to be aware of is that kind of needing to be right, right? I love the saying, would you rather have peace or would you rather be right? And I have learned I'd rather have peace than to be right. But they sometimes have this ego battle or struggling with many people trying to lead, or like this committee mentality. So a leader or warrior is really one that leads next to and not in front of or behind. They're just really along with them, fighting that good fight. And then the last one we're going to talk about here is the advisor. And the advisor slogan is, I guide to grow. And I'm going to tell you about my friend Tony in a little bit here, but she is an advisor and just really embodies this 100%. So the advisor is about developing and sustaining relationships with groups or with people, all for the desire of growth, right? And sometimes it can feel like there's this external gratification. They dive into deeper answers, trying to get to the source. They're building safety and trust and openness and awareness with the people that they're guiding. Advisors really notice everything. I have a bit of an advisor in me as well. And I think this ADHD that I have, and I know many others who are also advisors, really, it's like this hyper awareness of kind of noticing everything and using that to grow. So advisors still need their own advisors as well. They need their coaches, they need their team, their groups or organizations to keep them in check. And one thing that stands out specifically with the advisors is that there are black holes that they can get stuck in seeking validation. So really that impulse sometimes also outspaces like ability. So maybe they have an awareness, an intuitive way, but then may not have the skills. So really it's about finding that balance of guiding from skills and that intuition and finding that balance. So they focus on integrity with relationships. Sometimes the savior syndrome can come in, and dependence. So boundaries are really key here as well. So I had a few friends go through this process of doing the assessment. And what I love with Tony is that she is such a natural advisor. She is a coach. She has, done a lot of volunteer work. She's a soccer mom. She's a parent. She's a wife. She's a friend. And she's really wanting to give to others, to guide, support, and advise them on how to better take care of themselves. What I find is really common in advisors is also advising along with. So it's like by giving, they're giving in that which they actually need to receive, and it's kind of guiding. It's like the guide by the side, the advisor. So Really powerful process. So, it's as we kind of start to move through wrapping up these three areas and back to really finding our dreams, it's so important that we never give up on what speaks to us and what speaks through us. The dreams are always there. And we often think of dreams around little kids because kids they dream. They don't have all of the knowledge that we have gained over the year, and they think this is what I want and they go for it. And as we get older, sometimes we tend to let go of dreaming. So somewhere inside of you, there is also a dream that's saying, hey, do this. And maybe there's been some voices of people saying, oh, no, you can't do that. That's not possible. It's like, no, it really is. So your dream is speaking to you. It's speaking through you. It's important that we nurture it, that we trust it, that we love it, that we live it. And, taking this time to really examine our lives, to question, to reflect, to wonder, to increase our outlook of what's possible. And most of the time, when we do these things, we are choosing to do them not just for ourselves, but for others, to give a positive contribution to the world. So in a little bit, we'll be going through meditation as well, but I just want you to keep thinking about employing wonder and how that wonder can support you in creating your dream job. How can it support you engaging in your work or having good relationships with your colleagues? Maybe most of us aren't in a position to just quit what we're doing and go do our dream job, but there's this evolution of process of creating it, of cultivating those relationships, of engaging in your current work as you continue to explore what it is you really want to do and dream, and allow yourself to come from a place of making a valuable contribution to the world, really developing your passion in a way that's making it good for all. Gosh, I think I need to take a deep breath. I'm getting so excited about all this dreaming. So choosing to live a dream held deep in your heart, in your mind, and your soul can feel risky. Yes, risk is involved here, but the greatest risk is really to die without truly living, right? So many people are afraid of death in some ways. And I sometimes wonder, is that because they're not living the life of their dreams and they don't want to miss out on that chance? So take the risk and really look at yourself and dive deeper into what is your dream and how can you do it? In the name of your dream and a better way of being, why not risk? So let's make everyday wonder be the light that guides you. There is a perfect path that's created only for you. Your dream and your presence are desired in this world. And today can be that day where everything changes, where you start to live your life, your dream. So I want to share one more quote before we go into our meditation. And this is one of my favorite ones from the Buddha, one of my favorite people in the world, is set your heart on doing good. Do it over and over again, and you will be filled with joy. Because really, what is it that we all want when we're living our dreams? Most of us want joy. We want happiness. We want peace. That's what our dream will fulfill or bring to us, right? Okay. So we're going to begin to move into this meditative or visioning experience, similar to what we've done the last few weeks. So I really encourage you to dive deeper into finding your spark, to exploring these questions. So you may want to have a notebook or a piece of paper nearby just to jot down anything that comes up, or a blank sheet on your screen so you could type on your keyboard, just things that might show up for you, because you want to capture these things. And maybe you just have a dream list somewhere where you have things that come up that are your dreams and you want to fulfill them. Okay, so this week, each week we've been kind of looking at different areas as far as roles that we've played in life, and whether it's been work or extracurricular activities. This week, we're really looking at specific roles, such as I shared with Tony, like whether it's a parent or a volunteer or a caretaker, maybe you're a businessman or businesswoman or business being, kind of those different roles and how they show up for you. So as I begin to ask you the questions, thinking from those roles, start to think about a couple areas where you just felt really alive. So close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in, and a deep breath out. And finding 2 or 3 areas where you felt like you were maybe living your dream. You were feeling so alive, so present. And start to think about the role that you played in these scenarios. So 2 or 3 scenarios. As I mentioned, my friend Tony was, she's been coaching, and so she feels so alive coaching other people. So that's the role, the coach. For me as a parent, being with my daughter, raising her mostly as a single mom all these years, just that's a role that's really precious to me. And so find those 2 or 3 roles, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then I'll start to ask you some questions, and we'll get into, again, some of the kind of the details of how you felt during that role, what it is you were doing around this area of your life where you felt like you were living your dream. So we're kind of going a couple layers in here. So take a deep breath in again and exhale, let it out. Just begin to think about what were the tasks that you were doing when you felt most alive. What were the tasks that you were doing when you felt most alive in this role, in this dream-based activity? It doesn't have to be a career place per se. What were the tasks you were involved in, or what were you doing when you felt most alive? And then what were the processes that you were engaged in when you felt most alive? What were the processes that you were engaged in? And remember, there's no right or wrong to this. Whatever comes to mind, even if it doesn't make sense, it's helpful to write it down, to keep it in mind. And the next question, what were the projects you were involved in when you felt most alive? What were the projects that you were involved in when you felt most alive? And last question here. What were the topics or areas of focus that you were focusing on when you felt most alive? What were the topics or areas that you were focused on when you felt most alive? Just take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. So again, just kind of reviewing these questions. What were the tasks or the processes, projects, or topic areas of focus that you were involved in, engaged in, doing when you felt most alive? And just take another minute or two. Let those swirl around. And then if you'd like, you can open your eyes and maybe just take a few moments to jot down some key words. Maybe it's some bullet points. Maybe it's just a phrase or even an image could have come to mind. And it doesn't always have to make sense. Sometimes it's just about releasing this out from the mind through the body into paper or computer. And sometimes you'll be on a walk a day or two later and this will pop up and suddenly it'll make sense. So just allow yourself to be open. And so I want to close with this last quote. It's by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And I love this because I've heard it often, and I just think, yes, that's so true. So the quote is, if your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. And I don't know about you, but most of my dreams scare the heck out of me. I dreamed of becoming a minister, and scary, very scary. But I just keep putting one foot in front of the other and doing the next right thing on this path to move forward towards this dream. So if your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. So wonder about that this week. Can you spend some time and maybe dream bigger? And then, of course, we have big dreams, but we take small baby steps. This ministerial process for me is like a 6-year process, taking it at my own pace. I'm not in a hurry, just moving forward. So I hope that you'll have a beautiful week. Thank you so much for joining me, and stay sparked. Have a great day.
In your heart is a voice, it is a melody calling, eager to show you the way. Now is the time, make a choice, don't go and keep yourself waiting, when peace can be yours today. Singing, God is, I am, I know, I am grateful, I release and let it go. God is, I am, I know, I am grateful, I release and let it go. Let Spirit hear it. God is, I am, I know, I am grateful, I release and let it go. God is, I am, I know, I am grateful, I release and let it go. Beautiful. Woo. Now there may be times when you strayed from the path that you're feeling is more in line with the truth. But with you always I've stayed. My love, it never will falter. The blood that flows there in your heart leads the truth. God is, I am, I know, I am grateful, I release and let it go. God is, I am, I know, I am grateful, I release and let it go. Let Spirit hear it. God is, I am, I know, I am grateful, I release and let it go. God is, I am, I know, I am grateful, I release and let it go. Let it go. God is, I am, I release and let it go. Let it go. Let it go. God is, I am, I release and let it go. I release and let it go.
Here at Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas, we are a mission and vision-driven community. We offer transformative educational opportunities, deep and meaningful moments of connection, uplifting Wednesday and Sunday services. We greatly appreciate your contributions that support the amazing work we're doing here in Southern Nevada. We have several easy ways you can contribute. We have text to give. Simply text the amount of your donation to our text to give number, and you'll be prompted to enter your information. There's a link to our online donation page posted below this video where you can contribute by debit or credit card. And of course, you're always welcome to send a check to our office if that works better for you. All of your contributions go to support the great work that we're doing here in Greater Las Vegas community.
The monthly publication, Science of Mind magazine, is a treasure to be read and contemplated. Along with in-depth articles, there is a day-to-day spiritual support to be gleaned from its daily guides. Licensed practitioner Lynn Frankenberger hosts Adventures in Faith every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on Zoom, and you're invited to join in. This is a weekly group discussion that focuses on those daily guides and how to apply them. Check Facebook and our weekly newsletter for more details. CSL Greater Las Vegas brings you much of your favorite spiritual music every Friday at 7 p.m. with spiritual soundscapes. Enjoy performances from CSLGLV vocalists along with special guest singers. It's music for your soul. Subscribe to the CSLGLV YouTube channel to get a convenient link sent to you for each musical performance. At CSL Greater Las Vegas, it is our mission to inspire spiritual discovery through community connection, exploration, and celebration. This mission supports the all-inclusive vision of Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide, in which we envision a world that works for everyone and all of creation.